Okay, thank you, everybody. Now, thank you for coming out. We have called this press conference to announce the double signing of two right wingers. First up is Anthony Roda on loan from Tottenham for the year. And the second signing is Mikael Bono, a £3.3 million signing from St Etienne. Now, I do want to take this opportunity as well to just state on the record that any reports you've seen in the tabloids recently that I forgot about the Roda loan signing when signing a player for £3.3 million in the same position are obviously ridiculous. I would never be so irresponsible with club money. I'm terribly sorry, I've got to take this. Hello? Das Wolfsburger. I've told you, Tommy Williamson is not for sale. 25 million. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to Season 12, Episode 2 of The Impossible Dream with Bala Town. Today we're playing CSKA Sofia for a place in the Champions League group stages. Hopefully we're going to get a good result there, but look at this for a bid for Tommy Williamson. £25.5 million. That is absolutely ridiculous money. And why did I reject it, I hear you ask? Basically, because I looked and we can't replace him. To replace him, it's players that are going to cost at least this in transfer fee, in most cases more, and the wages, we're talking 30, 40 grand a week, what players want, which we just can't afford to pay. We don't have the ability to pay that much money. So as nice as the 25 million is, we don't need the money, and we can't replace him. We're better off having Tommy Williamson. So until he actually kicks up a stink saying he wants to leave, I have to, or unless they sort of meet like the 60 million release fee, we're kind of stuck in that we have to. Not that we have to. He's a good player. I want to keep him, but I can't accept an offer because I can't replace him, and we need a Tommy Williamson. Now, as you just heard as well, there is two signings that we've made. So the first signing is a permanent one of Mikael Bono. Now, I may have forgotten that I had a loan bid in when I made a bid for this guy. But let's have a look at what we've signed. He is an 18-year-old winger, a French winger, a B- rated signing by the fans. They feel the club overpaid the odds to get him. I don't necessarily think we have. You can see very, very high potential. We're only paying him £2.5 a week. He's signed as a breakthrough prospect, which is good. That means he's not going to expect to play. Let's have a quick look at what we've got here. We have got someone who's a very good dribbler, can cross a little bit, has got quite good physicals. He's a very good passer of the ball. A little bit of vision there as well. Decent technique. As I said, he is only young. I think there could even be a central midfielder there if we need him to be, but I think we've got a decent enough player there certainly for 3.3 million low wages. I'm quite happy with that. He's only ever played in the second team of St Etienne, but I think you can see he's already made his debut for us, and I think he could be a decent player for us. Now, the other player that we signed was that loan deal you saw last episode. So we did get Anthony Roda in. He is obviously a very, very good player indeed. He can play centrally, which is a good thing, certainly on the bench in European games. I'm thinking he will give us the option to go to wingers, but also a quality option in midfield. So I only expect we'll see him play in European games and probably the Iron Brew, which is technically a European game in my books. We can see he has played in the Spurs lineup once or twice in the Premier League. He played League One last year for QPR and did quite well, I would say. So I think he could be a good signing for us. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, two right wingers, which isn't ideal. But yeah, I may or may not have forgotten that I had made a bid to loan this guy when I went to sign the other guy when he popped up on the scouting reports. Anyway, we have got the Premier League season underway, so let's go and have a quick look and see how our first game against Aberystwyth Town got on. Richie Gibbons gave us an early lead with his first Bala goal before Damien Allmark secured the points, eventually finishing a goal-mouth scramble. So this was a decent performance, I'd say. Scrappy goals. Gibbons got his first goal for the club. Allmark got underway for the season. We'll see Richie Gibbons, one of the new signings that we made. A free transfer signing he was. So it was good to get him underway. I kind of used this game to give some of the fringe players game time, whether that be fringe players in Europe or fringe players sort of as youngsters. So we gave James a game out wide left and he was okay. Didn't really do too much. Who else got a game here? We gave Dale Morgan a game at left back. I do kind of want him to kick on a little bit more to try and be the long-term replacement for Norrington Davies. I don't think he's going to do it though. So that's a little bit disappointing. We'll have to have another look around there. Of course, we gave Bonnet his debut. He looked okay. He had a couple of good moments. But yeah, all in all, it wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. So let's have a quick look at the server. Well, this is the competitions. We'll have a quick look at what we're expected to do this year. We are obviously expected to win the league. We can see there we've got off to a decent start. Look at the New Saints down there, having got smashed opening day. We're expected to reach the group stage. Now, this is obviously the playoff round, so if we beat CSKA today, we will be there. The Iron Brew is not important. We do have our third round tie at home to Inverness, so not the easiest tie, that one. We're expected to win both the WAG Cup, so let's hope we can do that. Flint Town is our third round opposition in that competition there. Preview of the league season. As you would imagine, we are the favourites, and we should be the favourites, to be quite honest. The New Saints are second. Kefin Druids are third. I tell you what, I wouldn't mind betting Kefin Druids could have a decent season this year, and I'll show you why in just a second. Affa and Lido are there, kind of fawn, decent. It's the Welsh League, I think, is just starting to tighten up ever so slightly, which is good. The Dream 11, the Media Dream 11, it is obviously a Bala Town 11. You would expect that from us these days. Harry Montgomery and Tommy Williamson are our two key players. Simon Tate is a key player for Kefin Druids. Any other former players of ours that are expected to have big parts this season? Doesn't really look like it. Was John Lewis ours at one point, I think? Can we see it from here? No, I think he may have been ours at one point, but I don't know for sure. There's probably a way I can check, isn't there? No, he wasn't. The name sounds familiar. Oh, we had a Joe Lewis at one point, didn't we? Anyway, so that is the season preview there. But what I wanted to do before we get to today's game is just quickly show you how the other Welsh teams have got on in Europe. So we know that we've got to a point where in the Euro 2 Cup, our teams don't have to play the first qualifying round. They come in at the second qualifying round. Now, New Saints got past Albanian opposition. Excellent. The New Saints won a tie. Brilliant. It all helps the coefficient points. If we go down here, we can see Kefin Druids beat, Armenian opposition. Excellent. They won a tie as well. Unfortunately, Clonelly, little bit screwed on the draw. They got AZ Alkmaar, and unsurprisingly, I think they got beaten there. So that's a bit of a shame. And that's the three Welsh teams. Two of them got into the third qualifying round. If we go and have a quick look at the third qualifying round, we can see here where are the Welsh flags. Kefin Druids went through again against Sligo Rovers. They have won two ties in Europe. Now, yes, Sligo Rovers aren't maybe the best team, but they still got there, and the New Saints went out on away goals to FC Midtjylland. So that's obviously not a bad effort from them as well. So close to getting two teams into the the final qualifying round. I don't think they're going to make the group stage though, Kefin Druids, because they have been drawn against, if I can see the Welsh flag, against Bayer Leverkusen. So they're not going to beat them. We would struggle to beat Bayer Leverkusen, I think. So there we go. But excellent to see Kefin Druids getting through they've won two ties, which is absolutely brilliant for the Welsh coefficient. We'll check in on that sort of later on in the season, but that is absolute class. All right, let's have a look and see what we're doing here against Sofia. We are hosting the first leg, which is nice. We are the favourites, which is also nice. You can see the other qualifying ties. We've got the Wednesday game for some reason. Everybody else had the Tuesday game. But let's have a look here. Scouting report. Unfortunately, I don't have the Bulgarian league loaded up, so we don't know too much about them. Now, we know that this is their key player, and we were going to try and have a look at signing him. I did put a bid in. The bid was accepted. He had no interest in joining us, unfortunately. So that's a shame. He does look quite decent indeed. Yeah, he does look very decent, actually. So we've got him on the short list, and I will more than likely be trying to have another crack at him. Maybe after we've knocked him out, we'll see if we'll go back, and if he wants to come and join a good team after that. We don't know too much about the way they're going to play, but they did beat Jedardens, or however you say that, Swedish team. They did beat them quite comfortably, 3-0 and 4-1. So I do think we need to be a little bit cautious of them here. They obviously have goals in them, but I would imagine we're a much better team than a Swedish team at this point. So this is the team that we're sending out. We're going with the European formation at home, just playing it a little bit safe perhaps. So it's Teniskovic in goal. It's Juan, Mio, Halloran and Tony as the back four. If you're wondering what happened to Lee Goddard, he's picked up a small knock. So he's not available for this. And of course, a reminder that Montgomery got himself stupidly sent off, so he is not available for this one either. It is Ignatievic down the right. It is Norrington Davies down the left, in for the suspended Montgomery. Brewerton, Quinn, and the Armenian in midfield. It's Big Mac and Williamson up top. We do have Fresi, our young Italian star from Chelsea, and we also have Rhoda on the bench. So ideally, we'll look to give them some game time, and we do have the option to go to wingers. So if we need to, we can do it. All right, so we can see the way they're lining up a little bit different to how they did previously. We can see the man there to watch is on a booking as well, so we can get him sent off before they go back to their place. Not sent off, suspended, I should say. That would definitely be a bonus. What should we say? Come on, lads, show what you can do to keep the run going. We've been doing well in Europe so far this season. Let's hope that continues. And here we go. Here we go. There was a big part of me that thought just play with wingers. Go for the jugular. But I think my plan right now is that we'll probably do that away from home, where away goals count. If we can just try and keep it tight here. We saw we had a little bit of trouble getting past Lan. Luckily, our defense was pretty solid in that. So, we didn't have to score goals to get through the tie. But I'm just thinking these guys are probably another step up as Norrington Davies gets injured and we don't have another left back on the bench. All right, so O'Halloran can probably switch over there. Can Cameron go over there? No. Could Ignatievic go over there? This is not ideal. I mean, not really, can he? Not really. All right. Let's think about this. Do we have anybody? Could Quinn drop back in? No, and he's right-footed as well. Do we have a left-footed player? That's probably the first point of call, isn't it? Okay, so Brewerton is left-footed. So we probably stick him over there and bring Gibbons on to play in here. That seems to make sense, doesn't it? Not ideal, obviously. Could Riola play as a... No, not really. That seems silly. If we're going to bring him on, we might as well go with wingers. All right, so let's... I guess that's what we have to do, but... Not ideal. That Montgomery sending off might come back and haunt us even more so yet. Tommy Williamson picks up a defensive clearance there. It gets it back in. It's there for the Armenian. For Quinn. Oh, nice little backheel flick. Ball down the corner there for Brewerton. Brewerton gets it forward for Big Mac. Oh, what a finish from Big Mac. Brett Brewerton, he is a left wing back. He just doesn't know it yet. But what's his name? Heinz Mackmeyer, the Big Mac. An absolutely stunning finish. It was reminiscent of Zidane in the Champions League final in Glasgow all those seasons ago. Look at this. Cross comes in behind himself. Oh, that is spectacular by Big Mac. We opened the scoring with a Big Mac special. A large fries and a Coke. Oh, sometimes I make myself giggle. But there we go. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Brewerton with the throw into Quinn. Can Brewerton get himself another assist? It's decent. It's there for Ignatievic and just over the bar. Excellent, excellent stuff. All right, if we can defend well, then we're in a good spot here still. Let's demand a little bit more. They haven't threatened us so far. 5 minutes before the break, Williamson goes past a lungy tackle. What can Tommy Williamson do? Tommy Williamson, is it a penalty? No, it's not. Brewerton's there though. Brewerton, back to the edge of the area. The Armenian's there. He can't get to it. Ignatievic, other way, mate. There we go. Gibbons, forward to Brewerton. We're looking pretty good in possession at times, aren't we? And it's a penalty, is it? They're in the box. Surely they're in the box. We're going to go and check VAR, but that looks to me to be a penalty. Now, who's going to take it? Probably Tommy Williamson. I don't know if the Armenian can take a penalty. We know he's a good free kick taker. We should probably make sure we get the penalty first, but surely they're in the box. It is a penalty. It did look in the inside the area. And let's see who's going to take it. Now, it's not a sending off, is it? Surely, that would be harsh. It is. Who is that? It is the Armenian. All right, this would be a first Bala goal for him, and he can't stick it away. The Armenian misses the penalty. And is that going to completely ruin his performance as well? We've dominated that half. We deserve to be 2-0 up, but unfortunately, just the one. Let's give it an assertive guard against complacency. Brewerton, mate, you are absolutely starring out there on that left-hand side. Loving your work. Let's see if we can motivate the Armenian to do a little bit better for us. Ignatievic, mate, you're being outshone on wide areas by someone who's a central midfielder. That shouldn't be happening. And let's get back out there. And yeah, I would like to bring Fressy at least on here for a debut. The Armenian's not having a good game. We can maybe bring Roda in to play in place of him. Of course, my concern now is that if we leave ourselves with no substance and injury, there's a ball into the box. This has gone into the net. It has been given, and it's Joel Tony. A first European goal for our young tower of a centre-back. Excellent stuff. The Armenian with the assist. It was scrappy. I'm not really sure what the defender's doing, to be honest. Playing it back across goal like that. But anyway, the Armenian's not having a good time. It's a good opportunity to give it to Boo here to Rhoda. He can play as an advanced playmaker. And I do want to give Fressy a game, so let's get him on for Williamson. At 2-0 up, it's a relatively low-pressure situation for them. But of course, if they were to get a goal back, the away goal as well, it looks a little bit less comfortable, doesn't it? Can we get a debut goal from one of our two new boys? It doesn't look like it's going to happen, but 2-0 at home, that's a really, really good performance. It probably should have been 3 with a penalty, but that is 1 foot into the knockout rounds. If we can get an away goal in Bulgaria, then I would say we are very, very strong favourites to go through. Well done, boys. So Big Mac and Tony get the job done for us. Norrington Davies, broken ribs. That's not what we needed. Of course, Montgomery will be back for the second leg. So that's a positive. It really does leave us very, very short at left back. We might need to look to maybe even just use the loan market to get a bit of cover in there. 2 to 3 months. That's what's that? Mid-October. That's well and truly into the Champions League group stage. If something happens to Montgomery, we don't have a left back. Not ideal. Anyway, we got a league game against the New Saints. I'll play through that, show you the highlights, then we'll be back to hopefully qualify for the group stages. Okay, welcome back. We can see that Wolfsburg are not going to be denied. They came back in £28 million this time for Tommy Williamson. And again, same problem. It's a lot of money. I would be willing to sell him if we could replace him. We cannot replace him. We just can't replace him. The money's irrelevant. We don't have the wages to replace him adequately. And there's also getting bids getting up there now for Wanmi as well. 6.5 million for Malaga. Again, we could probably replace him. If they get to 10 million, I am gonna start having a look around at other centre backs we could sign. But he's good and he's been reliable for us, so I'm very hesitant to sell him as well. Ignatievic is wanted as well, but those bids are much, much lower. And again, I'd be willing to sell him, but we don't have anybody to replace him with, which is a shame. He's actually not too bad, 3.5 stars. Anyway, we do have one game to catch you up on before we get to the second leg here, and that was our league match against the New Saints. Oh, strap yourselves in. We fell behind in the 18th minute. Denny Gami drew us level with a great free kick, only for TNS to restore their lead before half-time. Yamaguchi drew us level just after the break, before substitute Sean Davies crossed for Mikhail Bonnet to head us into the lead with his first goal for Bala. Yamaguchi crossed for Sean Davies to extend our lead. But with our subs made, a Demi Gami injury left us with 10 men, and TNS pulled one back on the break before drawing level in the 90th minute. But Sean Davies secured the points in stoppage time. So there we go. It was a roller coaster, this one. We didn't defend well. It was a young defence with the exception of KDH. We gave Robson a game at left back, trying to get him up to speed. Because I said before, I don't think Dale Morgan's going to make it. So, this guy, part of the Improved Welsh Football Initiative, the program to ensure, anyway, I'll say it, the Penis Initiative. I forget what it is. Discord, link in the description. So I thought we'll give him some game time, see how he goes. So we didn't defend well. It was good to see Bonnet get his first goal for the club. At 4-2, we made our subs. We brought on some youngsters in Evans and in Buckley to give them some game time. We'd already made a change at half-time to get Sean Davies on, and that worked out for us because James was just not having a good game again. And then, of course, Denny Gami got injured. Good free kick taker. He's developing into a really good player, isn't he? So that was. I thought we were going to drop points. We ended up snatching it back late on, and excellent stuff that is, because it leaves TNS pointless at the bottom, which we all love to see, don't we? But we are here for one thing and one thing only, and that is Champions League football. We are favourites for this away leg. We just saw this. We don't know too much about them. We do have a match report from the first leg. We can see they're a little bit too narrow, you might argue, which does make the argument maybe for wingers. But we're going to stick with this basically because I want to try a few things here. So Teniskovic is going to go in goal. Tony Goddard is back fit, and Wanmi is the back. Ignatievic and Montgomery back in as well. Brewerton, Quinn, and Tommy Williamson as... Okay, so Tommy Williamson is an attacking midfielder. We're going to play Quinn as the advanced playmaker, Brewerton as a deep line playmaker, so we can get McMire up top with Freshy. because I think, well, he is a star, isn't he? So I want to give these two a game up front. I want to see if Williamson can play as an attacking midfielder. Not necessarily, I don't want him playmaking. He could do a playmaking role, but I don't want him doing it. I just want him getting forward, trying to score goals for us. And with the Armenian a booking away from a suspension, it just seems to make sense to not risk him from the start in this one. So there we go. They have changed up their formation again. You would imagine be a little bit less narrow playing with wingers, but anyway, we'll wait and see. Pick up where they left off. Brand new game, boys. That means first leg means nothing. We've got a stressed out looking one. Me, you are fine, mate. You are absolutely fine. Let's get out there. And let's see how we go here. Let's just see how we go. Now, of course, a reminder, win, lose or draw this tie, there is going to be a group stage draw at the end of it. Hopefully, it won't be a loss and we'll be in the Champions League group stages. But worst case scenario, we'll be in the Europa League. So there will be a group stage draw at the end of this episode. Let's see what we can do here. Montgomery, just don't get yourself sent off today, please. Good ball forward there for Freshie. Can he get himself a first Bala goal? Oh, that was stunning. What a finish that is. Matteo Freshie, 1 minute and 19 seconds into his first start. And he and Montgomery have combined, given us the lead. And that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. That just looked professional, didn't it? It looked it was a good ball from Montgomery, a good run from Freshie, a good finish from him as well, and that is absolutely wonderful. So with the away goal secured, you'd like to think now that will be enough to get us into the group stages. You'd certainly hope we wouldn't concede 4 goals in a game against Bulgarian opposition. So that's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I did have a quick look trying to find another left back. I can't find one. There's no one. There's literally, when I look at the shortlist, players that are interested. There's one player and he's a centre back. He's not a left back, and it would be a loan from Chelsea. And I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure if we can do that. But even if we can, the wages to have a backup left back, it starts to get a little bit problematic. But it might be something. We have the money, so it might be something that's worth doing. But I don't want to jump into it. There's a ball. Oh, and Big Mac sticks it away. A really good assist there from Ignatievic as well. But Heinz Mackmeyer, a 7th of the season for him already. And we're absolutely flying 20 minutes into this game. We're 2-0 up in Bulgaria. And it's just happy days, isn't it? Happy, happy days. Ignatievic, good ball. Mackmeyer, good movement. Just stopped, let the centre-back kept going. And there we go. It is 2-0 after 20 minutes away from home. And we are looking very, very good to be making a return to the Champions League for what must be the 6th or 7th season in a row now, which is absolutely wonderful. We will check in and see how Kevin Jewards have got on. I forgot to check the first leg score. I fully expect them to go out to Bayer Leverkusen. It would be an absolutely stunning. It would be up there with any result we've got if they could get past them, I would imagine. And God love them, but Kevin Jewards just aren't quite at our level yet, are they? Assertive, or hopefully they'll never be at our level. Just a little bit below it would be nice. We don't want players looking complacent. We've got a stressed out looking Freshie. Mate, you're doing fine. Absolutely fine. He's still looking stressed out. Tommy Williamson as an attacking midfielder, maybe not working, only playing a 6.6. I mean, it does raise the question, if he's not going to be an automatic starter, and if he's not going to play in central midfield, do we take 28 million for a reserve player? And you could probably make a good argument for that. The problem, of course, is that Freshie isn't our player, and we don't want to damage the club long-term by selling Williamson, who is still absolutely more than good enough to play games and start games and win games for us at any level. So that's why we don't want to do that. I'll keep looking for players. A striker that we would want, I'm playing him in midfield just basically to see if we can still manage to squeeze him in a team. But it's a striker that we would want. And as you guys know, strikers are expensive and they want a lot of wages as well. Here we go with Genchev, who we have been looking at, but ball back there. It's a decent ball to the back post. Teniskovic with the save. You may have noticed we gave Dimitri Hughes a game against the New Saints, and their first goal was one from Dimitri Hughes' top draw, wasn't it? Absolutely outrageous goalkeeping, that one. I am looking at goalkeepers as well. The problem we have is, if anybody we sign would really have to be the number one. And there's no one that's particularly better than Teniskovic that wants to come to us. Obviously, there are better goalkeepers. Here we go with Thomas Quinn. That's a lungy, aggressive tackle. It's surely a red card. We're going to go and have a look. Now, I'm assuming this is for penalty or free kick. I think it was outside the box, but it was straight through the back of him. It's surely a red card. Let's just play some elevator music as we wait. Here comes the referee now. It is a free kick, but surely, linesman, hey, where's the recommendation of a red card there? Lee Goddard with the free kick. Can he pick out a teammate's head? It's decent. It's all headed away. Freshie is there. What can he do? Cross comes back in. It's a good header. Who was that? That was a really good header on the run there. But fortunately, it was pretty much straight at the goalkeeper, wasn't it? Let's give him some praise. And let's make some changes here. We do want to try and give Rhoda some game time. So let's get him on probably for Thomas Quinn, I think. Let's try Williamson as an advanced playmaker, see how he goes in that role. I left this guy on the bench. Well, luckily we didn't need a centre-back because he is not good enough. But there we go. That's a little bit of an oversight for me. That should definitely have been O'Halloran. Apologies to O'Halloran and his family and friends. Here we go with Ignatievic. He's got 3 men around him. Did he keep possession? Then he did. He did really well. Brewerton there for Rhoda. Forward to Big Mac. Over there for Montgomery getting forward. Don't get yourself sent off, you moron. It's tackled away. Freshie picks it up. Can he do something? No, it gets tackled away again. Asanov to Genchev, who rejected us. That's a nothing ball. Across to Ignatievic in space. Ignatievic goes past one. Ignatievic cross in. Montgomery at the back post. Montgomery sticks away his first goal of the season. And, well, that just about makes up for the red card, doesn't it? 3-0 on the night, 5-0 on aggregate, and that is now Champions League football group stages secured for another season. And we've met the minimum expectation. Can you imagine when we started this and the board, if you told the board in 12 seasons' time after you've hired me, you'll be expecting Champions League group stage football? They would have laughed us. We never would have got the job. They would have laughed us out saying we were crazy. But there we go. That's the miracles we've worked here, isn't it? Give him some more praise. I did see Tommy Williamson's match rating had improved a little bit. Of course, at this point of a game, you don't know if that's just a little bit of a flat track bully. Here we go with Rhoda. Can he do something? Rhoda, good crossfield ball, was it? No, it's under hit. It was a poor ball, in fact. Brewerton will pick up a loose header, though. Back to 1-me. Forward there to Ignatievic, to Williamson. Can he get a ball forward? He can. It's a good ball for Ignatievic in space. Can he pull it back? He can. It's back post. It's Montgomery, and Harry Montgomery has himself a double. Ignatievic, another assist. It's 4-0 on the night now. It's been a really, really good Bala Town performance, this one. This is a playoff game to get into the Champions League group stage. This is, yes, it's a Bulgarian team, but they're clearly a decent team to have got this far and to have, let's face it, destroyed Swedish opposition in the previous round as well. But that is classic football, classic Aussie villain football. One wing-back crossing for the other one to head it in at the back post. It's my favourite thing. And it's been a really, really good performance. Let's not ruin it now by making me edit in a Sofia badge. There it is. Well, that was silly, wasn't it, boys? Absolutely ridiculous. Hope you enjoyed that. That was probably about 10 minutes of work for me. All because, me can't defend a friggin' header to the back post. Unbelievable. Was it off? I'll be annoyed if it was offside. No. It wasn't. But there we go. I'll never have to edit that logo again. That's something I can save and use next time we happen to play a Bulgarian team. But there we go. We are into the Champions League group stages for another season. Wonderful stuff. A really good performance. Don't let it go to your heads, boys, but really well done. So there we go. Bala Town into the Champions League group stages. Excellent, excellent stuff. Well, what we'll do is we'll get... there's going to be a few days break because we did have the early game. Montgomery was an absolute star, wasn't he? Let me know what you think in the comments. I think we've just about got a team ready to go this season. It's just a backup left back we need with that Norrington Davies injury. But anyway, guys, wait right there. We'll be right back for the Champions League group stage draw. Well, job done. Back in the big time. Excellent stuff. Hello? Oh, hi, UEFA. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's always good to be dining at the big table. Yeah, no, I'll definitely be attending the draw. Yeah. I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, I thought that's what you said. That's fantastic. Thank you for calling. Dufford, we're in pot 3. So there we go. Look at that. Bala Town, one of 8 teams to have been seeded 3rd for the draw. We have finally left the 4th pot, which is absolutely incredible. Now, quick update on the Kefin Druids. They lost their first game at home 3-1, so I don't hold any great hope for them to get the job done away from home in Germany there, but still a very good effort for them to get into that fourth qualifying round. Outside of ourselves, I think that's the best that a Welsh team would have done. So excellent stuff. But let's have a quick look here at the draw. It's wonderful to be in the third pot, and we haven't just, I tell you what, we're not that far out of the second pot. There's only 2 teams above us, but there's a big points gap, isn't there, coefficient points-wise. So we'll do well to get out again, go up another level. But knowing our luck, Southampton are in the Champions League. What the hell? Knowing our luck, we'll get Club Athletic or Southampton or one of the, we'll get the worst possible draw from from the fourth pot. Anyway. How are Southampton? Anyway, let's have a quick look here. Pot 1, we have behind my head Manchester United, Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus, Milan, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Celtic as a top seed, and Benfica. We would obviously love Celtic or Benfica, but we'll just skip through these as quickly as possible. If we could get Celtic or Benfica as our top seed, get a nice friendly fourth seed draw, could we even dream of winning a group? Anyway, probably not. Look at the teams in this group. It is Chelsea, Barcelona, Monaco, Porto, City, Inter, Lyon, and Lille. Yeah, well, let's see who we don't get to choose, do we? Celtic and Monaco doesn't look too bad. Who's see who Benfica gets? Benfica and Inter. We've beaten Italian opposition before, but we'll have to just wait and see. We don't really want Group H there, though, do we? Let's have a look here. So it is Rangers, ourselves, Lazio, Red Bull, Salzburg, CSKA Moscow, Wolfsburg, Besiktas, and Hertha Berlin. Who do we want? Group B, probably. Group B or Group F? Oh, Hertha Berlin get that one. We're going to get a nightmare, aren't we? This is okay. Let's take that one. No, Rangers get that. Let's not get Real Madrid and Chelsea. We don't. I'll take Benfica Inter. We get Benfica Inter. All right. All right. That is not too bad at all. That's not too bad at all. Let's have a look at the fourth tier. We might even be able to get out of that group. So it's Olympiacos, Athletic Club, which is Atletico Bilbao, isn't it? Club Brugge, Dundalk. It is Ajax, Hearts, Southampton, or Real Valladolid. We do not want the Spanish or English club, I would imagine. We probably don't want the Spanish club, but anything else there I think is doable. I would love to get either Hearts in the Champions League as well, with Celtic and Rangers. So there's 3 Scottish teams in the group stages. Scottish football is flying. All right, and so is British and Irish football in general is flying, isn't it? Anyway, let's automatic draw, isn't it? That's what I want. Let's see who we get here. Let's see who we get. Olympiacos is done. That would have been an okay draw. Southampton is done. That's good. Ajax is out. We know we can beat them. Dundalk is out. Here it is. Who do we get? Oh! And suddenly what could have been a really good group for us looks a little bit like a group of death. Not ideal. Let me know what you think in the comments. Where will we finish in that group? We've got to try and come at least third, don't we? It's one of those where everyone will probably take points off everybody else. So if we can do okay at home, that's something. Could we win the group? Could we win the group? We've got to win our home games. So anyway, guys, that is it for today. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And we'll be back next time to begin the Champions League campaign at the what's it called? The Giuseppe Meazza, the San Siro. That's the one. We'll play Carmarthen Town in the league before that to warm up. Hopefully, we'll get past our first Iron Brew game, though that is usually postponed due to international fixtures, and often will be postponed to a point where we can sort of use that as the warm up for the Inter game. But anyway, that's all for next time, guys. Until then, I'm Aussie Bell, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.